What is up, true believers, and welcome back to a new video. But before I get to the review, I just want to say I was a bit concerned going into Far From Home. Well, the reason I was concerned while going into Far From Home was because, in my opinion, remember, my opinion, the MCU Spider-Man was personally underwhelming, because there were no consequences and no weight to his actions at all. Even when the ferry was being split in half, Tony Stark just came and saved the day, like usual. But he relied on Tony Stark too much as well. He was like an Iron Man Jr., but he's Spider-Man, not Iron Man Jr. And now that Tony Stark is gone, unfortunately, I was wondering where it was going to go. But I was actually surprised from Far From Home, to be quite honest. This is because I feel like the character interactions, the acting, it's just a whole lot better. The character interactions feel organic, no GMO, like real. So the action was a lot better than the previous movie, but even though this scene didn't even make it into the movie for some odd reason, I don't know why. But now into the plot. Peter goes on a trip through Europe, and he has to stop the elementals by working with S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mysterio. But Mysterio says this Earth is Earth 616, but I knew that was bullshit from the beginning, since Earth 616 is the main comic line universe, and if you don't know, or if you're just like a clown, Mysterio is one of the first Spider-Man villains that was introduced in the Ditko era, and he's one of my personal favorites. So I wasn't that surprised when he was the villain. So he supposedly fights the elementals, but then things starts to seem more suspicious, and he gives Mysterio the fucking Edith glasses, which Tony specifically gave Peter because Tony saw potential in Peter, and there are finally consequences. But the problem with him giving Mysterio the Edith glasses was so fucking retarded. I'm not even joking. He gave Mysterio the glasses because Peter thought that Tony gave it to him so he could give it to some random person that was more worthy. Oh my fucking god. I'm sorry, that was just one of the stupidest things ever. But Peter does find out that Mysterio's evil, and they have this pretty cool, trippy fight scene where it shows off Mysterio's abilities and special effects. And there's even one scene where there's a fucking zombie Iron Man, which actually kind of scared the living crap out of me for a few seconds. But later he gets hit by a train and almost dies. Look, there we go. More consequences. This is what I like. But then he eventually defeats Mysterio in London, and Mysterio dies. Like I said, consequences. And the movie ends off on a medium note. He does get MJ, and it's kind of happily ever after until like the mid-credit scene. But here's the more problems I have with the movie. He doesn't know if he wants to be Spider-Man or he just wants to be a kid who wants to have a girlfriend and live a normal life. But that's all I have to say for the movie itself. But overall, I think it was a step up from Homecoming with little trips and broken ankles. But the mid-credit scene, oh my god, J.K. Simmons returns! The prodigal father returns! Oh my god! And he reveals that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, which really made me surprised. And that subverted my expectations. And it reminds me of one of the episodes in Spectacular Spider-Man where Venom reveals that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and Peter has to try and prove that he's not so he can keep his identity a secret, which was one of my favorite storylines in the entire series when it was still on the air. But the post-credit scene shows that Nick Fury and Maria Hill, we don't know how long, are actually Talos and another Skrull. Well, this could lead to Secret Invasion maybe, which would be a pretty cool storyline to cover in the MCU, but Secret Invasion wasn't really that good in my personal opinion, but maybe they can make it better. But I'm gonna have to give Far From Home probably, a 7.8 out of 10. It's not the perfect Spider-Man movie, but I'd say it's about maybe my 4th or 5th favorite Spider-Man movie, but that's my opinion. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. Love you 3000, no homo. And subscribe if you want.